Where'd they go? Oh, which direction are they going? Over here. Wait for us, guys! Just need to catch up, okay?
Tell me more about this vineyard, Castel Ravello.
It's the best in all Tucson. An old master of the winemaking trade.
Ah, but what about Belgar?
Fabricio.
He trustworthy?
He's held his post for years. There's never been a problem. Till now.
Alright.
Slow now. Whoa.
You call that escorting Her Illustrious Highness? What were you thinking?
Huh?
Captain, this is not the time for such complaints. As for you, Witcher.
Is he mad that we were...
Keep close.
Oh, what? Excuse me?
Captain de la Tour, we did not expect.
Are there actually any repercussions for apparently being too far away?
How are affairs at court?
Doubtless you've heard
Is that actually
of the
important?
Beast of Beauclair. Well, we've our hands
But I did let
full,
them go ahead, but they kept on speeding ahead of me no
especially
matter what.
since the rogue last attacked in the palace gardens.
I trust Her Illustrious Highness was not harmed.
Kind of you to ask, Master Fabricio. I am well.
Your Grace? We were not warned. I shall order the salon prepared at once.
That won't be necessary. As you can see, we are not here on an official visit.
Naturally. Might I
It just
ask
changes their
you
reaction?
what
Okay,
has
fair enough.
brought you to Castel Ravello?
I mean, both of these things are true. Let's ease into it a little bit, maybe. We're just here to chat.
Came to see you. Got some questions.
In this land, it is seen as polite to introduce oneself before asking any questions.
I mean, we're
This
the
is
Duchess
Geralt of Rivia, a
and
witcher.
our captain
He has come
and
to
Geralt.
Toussaint on my personal invitation.
Which is to say...
You
Which is to
questioning the
say,
Duchess
I
right now?
expect you to treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course, Your Grace.
Did you hear that, Witcher? Fabricio will be delighted to answer your every question.
Want to talk about San Real?
I am at your service.
Okay, so yes, somehow, the kidnapper got access to this wine that is normally only accessible for you, and you only give it to the Duchess and the royal family. So we want to figure out if there's any way they might have somehow wiggled their way into getting this wine.
This San Real. How many vineyard workers have access to it?
One might say only I do.
Oh?
Not like you make the wine all alone. At least a dozen others work here.
I see you've little notion how wine is made. Grapes travel a long road before they become Sonreal. The workers assist me only to the stage of fermentation. I see to the maceration personally and let no one near the fat. Workers, again, assist me during barreling, but then I seal the aging barrels myself, each and every one. The wine lies in the cellar, gains character. Once this process is complete, it becomes Sonreal. And as it happens, only I have the key to the cellar in question.
Is that so now? Okay. So either this guy is partially to blame, or it happened somewhere else on the supply chain. So that's the manufacturing, the production process, if you will. But then there's also the transportation aspect. So it could have been that this guy is innocent. He's just helping make, he's making the wine. And then in the process of bringing it over to the palace, somehow it got intercepted and stolen.
Who hauls the barrels to the palace?
We've our own garrison. Guards who have served here for years.
Okay, so it
and
could be any of
would
his
answer
guards.
with their heads for the wine.
We'll not get anywhere asking questions, I see. It's a waste of time.
Your Grace, how am I to understand this?
Master Fabricio, We have proof someone's gained access to Sonreal. Someone who should not have. Which means one of two things. Either
Yeah?
you lie to our face, or
I think he's a
you
liar.
are an idiot who has had wine stolen from under his nose and not even realized it. In either case, you shall answer for it.
But
Silence! And listen. I shall inspect the barrels in person, thus giving you time to reflect. When I return, I expect to hear answers.
And this guy talks back way too much to
Remind
the
me.
Duchess.
Where is the Sonreal stored?
in the main cellar around the corner, I'll show you.
I shall find it. Give me the key to the cellar and wait here.
Oh, of course, Your Grace. Here it is.
Come, Witcher.
Damien, you keep an eye on that guy. Okay. Is Damien actually just chilling there?
What if Fabricio's blackmailing the vampire? Considered that?
He has his flaws, but I would never suspect him of such a thing.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
been
he's...
very loyal. He owes all he has to me. His father frittered away the family fortune. He left his son an encyclopedic knowledge of wine. That is all. Fabricio lived as a beggar until I appointed him steward of Castel Ravello. Only then did he come into his own.
Yeah, so I don't think it's him directly, but he may be sort of an intermediary, a middleman involved in this process. I don't think he is the sabotager. We should probably save now. Okay. Is this just going to be a simple inspection, or is something going to go
So where do
down
we
here?
start?
Let us see if all the barrels are present. Here's the inventory ledger.
Okay, it's up to us, I assume then? I mean, there's that. But let's maybe loot stuff first. History of SS, which was supposed to be one of the most prestigious of wines, often considered one of the chief treasures of the people of Toussaint, is the best known of the wines cultivated in that region, although it's not the one that is specifically for the Duchess. It is hard to determine when exactly the first barrels of SS were matured, though we can surmise it must have been around the time the first human forays into the duchy present land. What is certain is that this wine truly gained fame only during the reign of Duchess Adela Marta, who held SS in near divine esteem, and for that reason bestowed upon Castel Ravello the privilege of being the official okay, no, this is the wine in question. Okay. The official ducal vineyard. Or at least they create SS for the general populace, and then it's a different wine that... No, because it's San Real that's the one that's specifically for the ducal family. He also reserved a special place in the cellars of the Beauclair Palace for SS, and to this day, 2 barrels of every vintage are ceremoniously deposited on those shelves. The tapping of any of them is, by order of the ducal edict, vino sanctus est, punishable by death through dragging behind a team of horses. Oh. Great. Okay, and then we have labels for... Oh, wait, hold on. Revolus 1269. I mean, presumably we're going to be checking for the correct one eventually. But we'll also want to pick up that ledger. I'm just going to loot stuff first, because especially with the main quest, I feel like there's always that risk of getting thrown into a cutscene and we'll never get the chance to come back here. Herald tap? Wooden hammer? Oh, yeah. I suppose. Short history of Pomino. Though Pomino does not enjoy the fame of SS or even Everluce, it still attracts a considerable number of admirers and remains among the best wines in the world. Few, however, know how close the world came to losing its slightly acrid, surprisingly deep aftertaste. The cause of this averted disaster was Phylloxera motifera, that is to say, Phylloxera the Deadly, a species of aphid whose sudden attack nearly wiped out the existing vines of this variety. For many weeks, no one was able to exterminate this pest, and it seemed Pomino was doomed to extinction. In the end, however, the aphids were defeated by ducal alchemists, and a carefully selected group of vintners was appointed to ensure its vines took root at Castle Reveille once more. Some experts from the time of the plague claimed their restoration efforts introduced cross-contaminants, and never again were they able to extract from this grape the same bottomless flavor as before. Oh, we can also pick some of that. Okay, so now let's read up on what we're supposed to have here.
Vintner's log. Fermentation completed with no complications. Tapped above sediment line. Here it is. Barreling. Everything lines up at first glance. Neatly and thoroughly documented.
Then we must follow our other lead. Benoit said the stain came from the 1269 vintage. Let's find it.
Okay, well that may have been the one that we were just looking at then. Was it this right here? Was it Herbalus? I mean, it's 1269 vintage.
I like it. Quite dry.
An excellent wine. You've good taste.
Okay. But Est. Also,
Est.
1269.
I think everyone and their mother's heard of this wine.
Among the best in the world. Castel Ravello is famous for it.
Yes, but we're looking for Sanreal. Not that.
Fiorano. Dandelion's favorite. Adores it.
Ah, yes. That sophisticated palate of his.
Not Firmino.
Got Pomino over here.
No comments about that. No one cares about Firmino. Sorry. Where? Oh, upstairs? Did not realize there was a second floor. Are there more here? Either that or we just missed it. It's probably this. Just do a quick check here to see if there is, in fact, anything up here that we should make a point of nabbing first, but I don't think so. I bet it's this. Where was it? Down here? There we go.
Right here. 1269. What now?
Let's see if any barrels are empty.
Wanna open them?
For now, a knock will suffice.
There are only so many things I can say about wine.
Thud, we will have found what we seek.
I suppose so. Knock in the barrels so we can see if they're full. Okay. Knock knock. Anybody home?
This one is full.
Full.
Oh, she's doing it as well. I was like, that knocking sound came well before I actually clicked on it.
Full.
Okay.
This one's full too. Full.
How many ways can you say full? Was this one full, though? Sounds
This
like
one's
it.
full too.
At all of them?
Looks like all the barrels are full. Dead end, I'm afraid.
Full they are. The question is, are they full of Sanreal? Grab
Oh,
a tap and
clever.
We shall open them one by one and taste.
Okay.
Ready. We can start.
I did nab those already. All right. Let's get drinking, I suppose. It could be a lot of wine.
Step aside.
So,
Slightly smoky, strongly tannic, definitely Sanreal.
Okay. What about this one? What do you say this time? Oh?
Revolting, bitter plonk.
could have
Think-
gone sour while aging.
Think we found what we're looking for.
This is not wine. This is contaminated refuse that should never have made it into a barrel. The fact that it did was no accident, I'm sure.
Master
Okay.
Fabricio. Let's see what he has to say about it.
My guess is he might be putting up a bit of a stink here. Oh no. He's still here.
Master Fabricio, I am very disappointed.
But, Your Grace, I...
You are a step away from losing your head. Speak the truth and you might yet keep it.
Put him in his place.
I admit it. I sold a barrel of Sonreal. I beg you to forgive me.
Why did you do it?
I couldn't resist. The sum they offered, it was enormous. I gave in.
Did you
Is
now?
what I provide not enough?
I wished to buy back my family's estate. For here, nothing is truly mine.
Agreed.
I've a roof over my head, ample food to eat, but what is a nobleman without land of his own? I shall tell you everything if you agree to show me mercy.
I mean, you're not really in a place to negotiate right now, buddy. This is not the part where you get to state your claims. This is the part where we just accuse you of committing a crime. This is the Duchess, I might remind you, which you seem to keep on forgetting, that, yeah, she is, your ruler, as it turns out. So, you answer to her. So, who would you sell that wine to?
Who
Huh?
you sell the wine to?
A few weeks past at the Pheasantry, a rich nobleman approached me. He called himself a diplomat, well connected at court.
Well connected according to
He
who?
suggested we embark on an enterprise. Some of his clients had offered dizzying sums for even a drop of Sonreal. He was to serve as intermediary.
This man's name.
He never revealed it.
Of course he
He
didn't.
was tall, black-haired, and spoke with a foreign lilt. He claimed to hail from Sintra.
Okay,
I've
that's
no simply an
something.
aristocrat at court.
Okay, that's telling that, as we suspected, this person is not legit. But, did you really think that nobody would figure out that you were, you know, selling that Sonreal under the table?
Really thought nobody'd find out.
Yeah, imagine if she had to try all of them
was
and
a
just,
fool,
like,
very
get crazy
foolish.
drunk. I was kind of thinking that might
I
happen.
beg you, Your Grace, you must forgive me.
It was very foolish of you, indeed. So, how exactly did the wine get delivered, after all?
Wine itself. How'd you hand it over?
We met under the cover of darkness in the ruins of Fort Astre. A dozen or so men came to collect. Armed men. The kind that stink of trouble.
You don't say.
I had hauled the barrel there. They transferred it to their cart, and we went our separate ways.
That's it? That the last you ever saw of them?
That is to say, a few days passed. A messenger arrived. He said they wished to buy another barrel, and, well, I've prepared it. Have it ready to deliver.
Ah, so that's... I mean... Not only did you do it once, have the nerve to go against the Duchess, but then, even after having done it once and having received that enormous sum of money, you had the gall to go and do it again. When you had the time to think about it and think to yourself, you know, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Maybe, you know, I should try to stay truer to my responsibilities. And, well, you didn't. You didn't. That's quite enough.
That's enough.
Thank you.
Know all we need to know.
Your Grace, I beg your forgiveness.
Get out of my sight.
You doubled down when you knew it was wrong.
Captain, have your men take Master Fabrizio to the dungeon. He must answer for his crime. High treason the charge. What now, Witcher?
We set a trap. Need to catch the wine thieves. Sentry and Noble could be our blackmailer. Next, transport. I'll take it to Fort Astra. Damien and his soldiers will cover me.
For once, I agree with you. We will do as you say. Let me know when you are ready.
Okay, so if we do that, we'll head straight over to the fort. And otherwise, it seems like this could be a decent place to break away and start doing other side quests or exploration or what have you. How are we feeling? We feel like we've obviously done this main quest for a little while now. Do we want to stick with it? Do we want to branch off a bit more? Think do it now? Okay.
See no reason to wait. Let's get going.
We will set out now. Position ourselves before you arrive. You take the cart and meet us there.
Fine. When the handoff begins, watch for my signal.
Did he just wink at us? Giving me Trojan horse vibes.
Relax. Now we wait.
Kinda hard to go undercover here as anything other than a Witcher, though. Kinda blatantly obvious that we are. And, that's...
Our favorite Vids.
yeah, gonna be pretty obvious for them that something is up. Why, hello. It is I, the person that you were absolutely expecting to do this deal with. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Thanks, Damien. So you have chosen death. Those the Ducal Guard? There are a lot of bandits. One of those looked like an exploding barrel. I'm pretty sure one of those was an exploding barrel. Can we whirl our way through some of this, maybe? Little bit. Expand it over here. Get out of here. Yeah, one of those. That right there is an explosive barrel for sure. Bandit's doing, or the guard's doing a pretty good job. Oh, that's the main dude. Hornets. You're not a bee. Let's not blow up the barrel. I don't remember if swinging our sword at it will actually make it explode or not. Let's not test that theory. There's Damien, I think. We can get the kill. Not you, Damien. Who's left? Who's left? This dude. Oh! Not anymore, he isn't.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but
But
Great
you
shot.
do things your own
You
way.
reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
at your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Let's
Oh.
ask him a few questions. Come on.
Witcher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
Oh? Had no reason to trust... What? Why did he have no reason to trust us? That's not true. I mean, he hated us from the beginning and just was convinced that we could do no right. But did he ever really... he had some justification at the beginning, but I forget what it was. Because we met him way at the beginning at the Turning Grounds, right? But I forget what his justification was then that he told us. Oh, we already looted this place, so there's no reason to stick around afterward? Okay. I mean, we did what we came to do. But maybe we try to be kind of nice and sympathize with him. I mean, I don't like him. I definitely don't like him. But maybe we can win him over a little bit.
Well, had no reason to trust me, and I didn't do much to change that.
True, you are not the most endearing of men.
Alright, you didn't have to
At
go
any
that
rate,
far.
I see the effort you put forth, and I appreciate it. Let us go to her grace. She awaits nearby.
She's here? Might have known she'd come, true, but...
Wait, she here?
I hope you did not think I would leave this to you alone, especially when every hour could prove essential. This prisoner of yours, bring
You are
him to
getting
me.
very
I
directly
must
involved.
ask him some questions.
Very hands-on approach. Well, you captured him. Doesn't mean you didn't shoot him.
Captain, do the honors.
Oh.
Who sent you?
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother.
Is that so? Really, do go on.
Once again, who sent you?
Your nun's lover. They call it.
Wait. If he doesn't wish to speak, he needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain
He
the
does
Witcher
not give
will
in
need
easily,
help
this guy.
to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Are you referring to this bandit dude, or are you referring to Damien, the guard? Like, Damien is kind of a jerk, but he did help us out there. This guy, the bandit, okay, yeah. This guy, I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows this is the Duchess who's talking to him right now. I have to imagine he recognizes her, even if she's wearing her not-so-discreet, apparently discreet, the closest thing she has to discreet clothing. I have to imagine he still knows it's her. And still, even with the guard captain, you know, like, pushing that arrow into his chest, which I'm pretty sure I saw was going all the way through his body, yeah, he was still sticking to his guns. And that's, you know, I suppose that is brave. Let's see. So we said, like, oh, you know, by the way, you know, you have actually been supporting the Beast of Beauclair. Wait, was the Duchess saying we would use him as bait, though? Is that what this is about? Only use this kind of bait as last resort? Because, if so, then I did not catch that was what she was actually getting at here. Because that is harsh. Also, I mean, if it's truly the beast we're trying to lure out, and it's just that we're trying to leave someone who's vulnerable out here, then, I mean, we know that the beast is not actually just killing people for the sake of killing people. Or at least we believe that. It's that he's being coerced into doing so via blackmail, and this guy is not one of the people who he's been blackmailed to kill. Unless, you know, the whole Sangreal thing is somehow tying into all of this, of course, and so maybe he's like, where's my wine? And so he goes hunting after this guy. But, yeah, I don't know, that seems... It's a manipulation tack? Oh, I see. It's just a... Okay, I gotcha. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know
Sure
that.
can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. But I'll see to that.
I mean, he's already bleeding.
No. Crikey, no! Don't let it!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long night ahead of you.
Yeah, the arrow is
No,
through his
don't
chest
let
right
him.
now.
I'll talk!
Say, where were those barrels going?
Barrels. Where were you gonna take
Yeah, it's
them?
just a threat.
I don't
Gotcha,
know.
gotcha.
Captain, need that rope after all.
I truly don't know. Hornet's the leader, only he ever knew where to go. But he lies over there, dead. That one. The first barrel went to a warehouse at the port. But where this one was bound, I don't know. I speak true. You must believe me.
That does seem true. That would make sense that the leader dude is the only guy who actually knows where this one was headed. But who hired you in that case?
Who hired you?
He'll kill me.
ought to be worried about me right now.
Yeah, you know, you don't
Go on,
say.
man. Spit it out.
You got an arrow through your chest right now. You got a Witcher in front of you. The beast after you.
I've never seen him, but I know he
Potentially.
mustered the man for this caper. That's what they said, that we were working for the Cintrian.
Doesn't really help us. We already know about this Cintrian.
Swear it.
Take him away. Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there. Captain, we ride to town. Gather your men and seek out the Cintrian. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll report to the palace as soon as I learn anything.
I shan't return to the palace. Our mission has not yet ended. The
Oh?
Witcher and I will await you at the guard post near the port.
Again, very aggressive approach here from the Duchess. Normally, you would see, the noble people would be keeping well away from all this messy stuff, and it'd be up to the Witcher to get her hands dirty. But not this time. Not this time. And so, again, I guess the question of, do we keep on going across, or keep on going down this path? It seems like this is all very closely tied together, technically still under this same quest. And so probably does make sense for us to keep on going here rather than breaking away to do something else. Yeah, let's go with her.
Let's go to town.
He's late.
Relax, he'll come.
There's something I'd like to know. How can you be so damned calm?
Side effect of my mutations. We Witchers rarely get the jitters.
What if something has happened to him?
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit.
That
He
may
managed
be
to
the
steal
case.
ducal wine from under my guardsman's gnosis. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
Yeah, is this Cintrian just a middleman? Because I thought at one point we heard some people saying, like, Cintrian is the person who's sending the messages, but is not actually the one who's behind it all. May actually be, though. Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. Cintrian could actually just be a middleman. Not entirely sure, because that would be strange if you were behind all this stuff. You were, kidnapping someone and trying to blackmail a vampire, a powerful higher vampire. Presumably, you would take that precaution of having someone else be the person to communicate directly with all of your associates, and you wouldn't do any of that stuff directly yourself. Otherwise, it's much easier for you to get caught. So, I would think the Cintrian is a middleman, but perhaps not.
Still don't know this Cintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As
Yeah,
I see
involved
it,
in
that
some
makes
way,
him
of
an
course.
accomplice.
Need to
Definitely
find
at
the
least an
Cintrian,
accomplice.
whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity.
Yeah.
Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Is it Damien? I get the feeling it may not be. It is.
Captain, why so long? We expected
I
you
don't think
hours
it's
ago.
Damien. I think it's someone
This
pretending to
Cintrian
be
does
Damien.
not work alone. We are fighting an organization.
No,
not
it is
one
him.
man.
Okay.
Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life.
I mean, it just happened. Like, give him
And
some
the
time to
word
heal,
on
man.
the street is there's a hefty
You don't know
bounty
that.
on your head, Geralt.
Yeah, it's not the first time. We've been thrown in jail, what? Oh, man, like, at least a handful of times now. But more importantly, what did you learn?
Don't care. Down to business. You learn anything?
I will start at the beginning. The port
Probably the best place to
warehouse
start,
where
yeah.
wine was delivered. We identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease. A man he met while begging outside the pheasantry.
Keep on hearing about the
There,
pheasantry.
fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her.
Okay.
On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer.
Okay.
I've heard of her.
Apparently that means
She's
something
said
to
be
the Duchess.
gifted. Very.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
Okay. Sure. What is the Mandragora?
The Mandragora. What's that?
A club. An affiliation of local
Yeah,
artists.
Shattered does sound horrible.
Painters,
Probably took an arrow
sculptors,
to it.
troubadours, and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think, behaving like an exclusive cabal, artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Okay. Sounds like a thing. We have in fact been to a masquerade party once before on the outskirts of Novigrad. So maybe a bit kind of like that. But either way, we certainly need to nab this Cintrian.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out
Maybe
of
a
the
more
question.
subtle approach, though?
If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Exactly.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I.
Hey.
In that sort of company, the Witcher
Sorry,
could
buddy.
use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district.
Okay.
Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville in Mountebank Alley.
Sure. Sorry, buddy. Gotta sit this one out. Okay. That wraps things up there. Now we have the man from Sintra. Meet Anna Henrietta at this alley. Optional put on clothes Anna Henrietta would consider appropriate for this soiree. We will definitely do that. It seemed as if matters had come to a head, and the Witcher would finally face he who had for some time succeeded in slinking from Geralt's grip like a snake. The Cintrian was to appear at a soiree hosted by Mandragora, an exclusive club that brought together all manner of artists who thought very highly of themselves. As I see it, they were a host of individuals whom nature had denied any significant talent. Thus, they opted not to produce more and better work, but instead to whimper into the ears of wealthy patrons, a practice for which I have always had the utmost contempt. But back to the Cintrian. Geralt and Anna Henrietta decided they would attend the soiree and nab this scoundrel dog. Okay. So that seems to be the end of that line of this quest. Is there anything else in here? There is, actually. Ah, yes, book. My
I
favorite.
should double the patrols, just in case.
Let's proceed to drop those bolts that I just accidentally picked up. Oh, like so. You shall double the patrols, he says. Can we actually just chat with
Good
him?
luck. I hope you.
Oh, I
should
don't.
double the patrols.
I don't think I
just in
pressed that
case.
twice. No, he just decided to interrupt himself. Of course. Totally understandable, you see.
Vicious rat, the Cintrian. But we'll get him.
Oh. Ace One-Armed Adelyard. Pseudonym One-Armed Adelyard. Name, real name unknown. Age unknown. Appearance. Witnesses describe him as a man of average height and a muscular, boxy even, build. Dark eyes, nose clearly has been broken repeatedly. Distinguishing marks. Arm cut off below the elbow. Adelyard usually covers his stump with the sleeve of his shirt or coat. Sometimes he wears a prosthetic. Area of operations, primarily Hautville, and that's where we're going for this soiree, but is suspected he has contacts throughout Beauclair. One-Armed Adelyard is suspected of forging at least 50 paintings, along with their certificates of authenticity. Said paintings can be found in the collections of the private collectors defrauded by Adelyard. The forgery was uncovered due to an error on the part of the fraudster. One of his middlemen offered to sell Countess de Boussuit's Belhaven Fields. Countess immediately alerted the guard, but he had just tried to sell her a painting which had been in her family for generations. Aha! You done goofed.